Welcome to some One Piece action. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer and have not subscribed yet, please give us a subscribe. It definitely helps the channel grow. I think I forgot to ask in the last video. We made a really decent Isho video. Obviously, as you know, since we're trying to really push content out, we kind of got some alpha builds and beta builds before we show our final deck list. Kuro's an interesting one. He's very strategic. It's like he was like kind of playable for a while. It was more so a strategy, right? A strategy, but and I do mean kinda. Respect the kinda, because the meta was funky to be able to keep stuff on the board. So I have to, like, I'm stressing the kinda. But there, there's tricky ways you could play him, keeping things in your hand and only playing it when you need to, primarily like the one drops. So like in terms of value, 4 Dawn is enough value for a double attack. Double attacks are technically very powerful in this game. The fact that he gets the double attack without discarding a card does mean a lot. So there's certain ways to maneuver him and play. You could try to play some of the beefier cards. You could try to play a bunch of the low drops. There might be situations like, you keep the card in your hand until you're ready to go for a double attack. So primarily I'm referring to a 1-drop. You might want to keep a 1-drop in your hand, and when you're ready, you play it and then go for the double, stuff like that. But board presence is the only thing. It's the primary thing, right? You can't really use this leader ability without board presence. So depending on who the matchup is, like who you're going up against, it could be real tough to take advantage. Now, luckily for us, we don't truly have to worry too much about like this board removing situation against Pudding. So you can see how effective double attacking is going to be. And we're going to have essentially 3 characters on the board. I'm sure they're going to go for 2 of them. So I think the name is Eric. I think we're going to lose one of the Erics, and then hopefully we can protect the Arlong. Arlong's a solid card. Helps us discard bricks, and it's always strong, stopping the leader from being able to attack. So yeah, see, you have to crap your hand out right now. Just like that. You have to just your whole hand. Now they're down to 2 life. That's an easy protect. 2k counter. So we should be in a good situation. Oh, we're gonna protect it. Okay. We might have game, because keep in mind we do have a 5-drop that allows us to double swing. So either we could go for leader ability, or we can just develop and just attack. If we feel like we can't get the game now, I think it is easy to get rid of the Katakuri. I don't think the Katakuri is gonna be able to survive. They only got 3 cards in hand. So if we feel skeptical, yeah, we can easily take the Katakuri off the board, develop Django, and then go for another attack. However we would like to do this. Yeah, we can. I would say try to attack the Katakuri first, see what they lose. If they get rid of him, every other attack goes to life. Are we going for game right now? Quite possibly going for game right now. Yeah, getting rid of so getting rid of the Katakuri puts them in a bit of a crippling position. Are we attacking with Arlong first? No, yes, maybe so. I'm willing to accept the play. Attack with Arlong, then play the Django. Oh, we're just going for the leader ability. Interesting. Okay, so I guess we're just like saving the Django as a backup. Or they get themselves a blocker. Now the blocker... Okay, the blocker might not be able to help them, Because keep in mind, we have Karubi and we have the Django who can technically rest himself in order to... Ooh. Okay. Interesting play here. Okay, maybe Arlong to stop the pudding from attacking, and then you can just get rid of the Robin, I would say. We're gonna go for the Big Mom. I guess it makes enough sense because pudding got 0 cards in hand, right? Bow. Nothing you could do about that. And then develop. And we got 4 life. So it doesn't matter. They got 1 card in hand, 2 life. It's over next turn. At this point, you're just adding cards to our hand. No problem. Oh my god. Does he rest a 2 or 3? We're just reading the card, trying to check. And then we do have the Django who can technically rest the blocker. Swing for 5. That would automatically, they will automatically have to take. So we'll need to... Oh, okay, that's not what we're doing. I thought we was gonna attach 2 Dawn and call it a day. Okay, we're okay, so we're just leaving them crippled. Makes sense. I'm surprised we didn't discard an Arlong, because I doubt we're gonna need it next turn. Yeah, just come on now. Let's just get this over with. That's amazing. That beige was almost clutch. I can't really say almost. We had 3 other characters to attack with, and we had plenty of Dawn. So, can't say almost. My bad. Anyway, let me think. Is there any more I can say for this deck? See, Kuro's pretty simple and very straightforward. It's more so trickiness. It's like you could imagine Law, but not to the same caliber. Work with me here. Not to the same caliber. But you know how Red Green Law, you try to get 5 on the board so you can cheat out 5 drops for 2 Dawn, right? So Kuro, it's just like, well, you just got to be able to build and develop a board so you can have access to your leader ability. So, and then it's about managing the cards that you have, taking advantage of whatever abilities you can use. Now, when a new set of East Blue cards come out, it's definitely going to help the deck completely. Can't remember everything, but there's like a buggy card that's really strong. I think there's probably a few more cards. I just can't really remember. I just know it's like, oh, okay, this is definitely going to help the Kuro deck. But if you want to play Kuro now, thinking is going to have to be involved. This is management. It's knowing what to put on the board. And you may notice that we're not playing any of the vanillas. So like Eric can help us with those searchers that the opponent plays, like that baby 5. So technically we had an Eric in hand. We can just rest the baby 5 and then attack into it. So those are the situations that Eric will help with. So it's like, okay, let's do our best to put like the most effective set of East Blue cards in the deck. Mihawk can help us with just board presence in general. So like he could get the Arlong on the board. But all in all, yeah, oh wow, look, the play is happening right now. Decisions. Freeze. Well, not freeze. Can't attack. Freeze would just keep them there. So yeah, it's just about board presence. So now, like in theory, we can start attacking with our Mihawk. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just more of a board presence. And he's a 2K counter. We also have the buggy that can't be KO'd by slash characters in his deck. And so he is a target for Mihawk. So yeah, it's about board presence overall. It's about board presence and trying to manage the cards that you have. I would say Punk Gibson's a good card in this meta. So if you're playing a green deck in general, make sure you're using Punk Gibsons. That's my advice. That's my advice right now. If you got a green deck, play the Punk Gibson. But knowing when to double attack, taking advantage of them not getting rid of your low drops, and double attacking is just very, very strong. Oh look, speak of the devil, we have a Punk Gibson, and we're choosing to use it. We're choosing to use it on their killer blocker. Now they don't have a way to block any of our attacks next turn, as well as if we want to, we can deprive them of that ability by swinging on the killer. No access to drawing. But yeah, it's so funny. East Blue does have powerful cards, so it's going to be interesting what the meta looks like for them when the EBO2 comes out. I believe it's EBO2 that's coming out with East Blue cards. But like the Django allowing you to double swing while developing a 6k body, that's extreme. And then of course Cat Out of the Bag, giving you access to swinging again. So these are all strong tools now. Oh, and that's I would like to share this. I think 2-drop blockers are just important. Maybe they're important now, maybe they're always important, but I'm gonna encourage people to put 2-drop blockers in their deck, or whatever blocker that's supposed to like go with your leader, right? That's a low drop. So for instance, like if you look at Croc, obviously 3-drop Miss Sunday, makes the world of sense. If it's Iceberg, it's that blocker that lets you draw, but the overall point is, I think 2-drop blockers are way more important than we give them credit for. So yeah, if your deck can run the 2-drop blocker, just put that joint in there. Because think about it this way. If they really want to use board removal, okay, that's a resource for kind of a low value card. And if they swing, well, you block and it saves you 2-3 cards in hand, depending on the swing, of course. Wow, they got 8-drop Kid. Well, the good thing is, we have no counter power. Oh wow, so he just had to eat that or block it. That's nuts. But we get another blocker. And then they attach the Dawn, so now we have to attack Kid. So we can't get around Kid. We have to swing into Kid. So the crappy thing about Eric is he can't rest anything higher than a 1-drop. Maybe if he didn't have counter power, maybe they would have let him rest a 3-drop. Because, you rest himself. So I'm sure in a power creep situation, a newer version of Eric will come out where he can, the card would rest themselves and be able to rest a 3-drop or something. But this card would have no counter power. I wouldn't be surprised. We're doing some Dawn management. Understanding that if we swing now, it's a block with killer, hands down. So I guess we're definitely trying to get advantage of being able to get more than one swing. Now, probably put 2 on Arlong swing. They might chuck 1 card. That would be annoying too. We're going heavy. So this is definitely going to encourage them to block. There's no way. Now, if we choose to rest Arlong and Nami, we keep a blocker up to help protect ourselves. If we choose to rest Nami and the blocker, then we have Arlong allowing us to put more pressure on their leader. And we're choosing to use Cat Out of the Bag. So we get to keep our blocker and still get double swing. See, multiple swings is extremely effective in this game. So Kuro and Kid, the original leader, Green Kid and Kuro, if you can get them to really get their double swings off I would say minimum is 2 times. It's a minimum. If you can get these leaders to get their double swings off a minimum 2 times in a match, then it's a real match. It's a match that you can win. Oh no! We don't got much counter power, but we at least have counter power. They're going for life. Well, yeah, essentially seeing that they can get game. So luckily for us, we was able to stop that. If I was the Hody Jones player, I'll go for one of the characters. I said Hody Jones player. I'm sorry. If I was the Yamato player, I'll go for one of the characters. Well, that's crazy. Oh, so that 2K counter is probably self-explanatory, but think of it this way. It gives us access to a double swing. So like, for instance, right now, we just swung with Arlong. If we want, we can play, I think it's Rika, and then restand Arlong for another swing. And then that is a East Blue character now developed on the board. And they have to be mindful of that because next turn, it will give us access. Ooh, that's aggravating right there. Yeah, so next turn we'll have access to a double swing potentially. So yeah, if you playing Captain Kuro, that is a mandatory 2K counter to use. Now, those two guys, the delinquent duos, playing them is primarily because they are a low drop. So it's making it a little bit easier for us to get something on the board. That's the idea of playing them. So it's like you got to run a set of low drops that you feel comfortable with, right? Something that can give you some sort of value, even if it's trash. And that because their real value is allowing your leader to swing twice, and then they instantly become blockers because the opponent can't ignore that. And then the other half of this deck is just building something that's strong enough to help you fight back and, you know, have some sort of impact on the board. So basically, it's Arlong, Arlong and Django. Those are the East Blue specifically, and then of course, boss card is 10-drop Doflamingo. That's getting off the board. And then if we want, we could just restand and get the Hody Jones removed from the board. Okay, I understand. That was potentially going to give us game. So unless they top deck another Hody, I think? No. If they top deck another Hody, we still have the 1 life. And we'll be able to stop the leader swing. And they don't top deck a Hody, they get a Joribani. Yeah, we would have enough to still stop the leader swing. So it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, so this is a wrap. There's nothing that Bonnie can find, and it whiffs. I mean, down stack and take the last life card. Only thing I can think of. Oh wow, and we could technically summon it for a search. Probably could have did that and just got rid of the old Nami. They have to take that. Wow. Bad manners, BM. Deck is running relatively solid. Obviously, you know, you'd have to play a bajillion games to see how bad it really is or how good it really is. But I think you get the overall gist of it. We're going against Blackbeard. I think you guys get the overall gist of it. Right now, this build, I would say playable. I can't say, well, no, you can probably actually take this build to your locals. No. Locals is different. You can probably take this build to your locals, right? Our goal is like, you can take it to a big tournament with any deck we make. And whether you're going to win it, lose it, yada, yada, is to make a deck comfortable enough to take it to a big tournament. You know, make a deck that's stronger than locals. That's always the goal of ours, is to make a deck stronger than your locals. So you can win your locals a couple of times with the build, and then one day say, hey, I want to see how far I can get with this deck. So you can see the Buggy technically making an appearance. You know what? They really should give us more cards that summon from trigger. That means Kuro needs that to the fullest. He needs characters on board. So yeah, just more characters with trigger summons, and he's beyond playable. So it looks like Blackbeard chose to use their leader ability, I guess, to stop the jungle. Yeah, we can see right now we can use Eric to stop their searcher because he can't defend it. We use Eric gets rested, their searcher gets rested, then we attack. So we just chose to develop Arlong, and since we couldn't use it on play effects, it was just just developed. But I'm so surprised that we chose to leave their searcher up. We had the means to get rid of the searcher, so that's what I'm surprised at. I mean, we essentially could have still did relatively the same play, like got the Arlong on the board. We could have played Eric, rest the searcher, and then just swung into the searcher, just really depriving them of resources. Well, this Blackbeard needs us to attack life cards. Their hands not looking too healthy. Are they comfortable swinging with that Burgess? Swing for 5. Ooh, trigger, rest. Oh no, we couldn't ride. Right, the ability. Boo. Oh, I wonder if he did that intentionally. If he started things with that just to stop trigger. Oh my god. Yeah, because I mean, why not, right? With Nami hitting the board, that makes lots of sense. It's like, yeah, let me avoid him having trigger summons. And if he's an OG, then he knows Karubi would be in the deck. That's smart. Whoa. I mean, we have the ability to clean the board right now. No cards in hand, restand, definitely getting that Burgess off the board, no matter what. And then get your searcher off the board. You know what would have been a sad story? Misclicking and clicking on their leader. Yeah, that's free. Yeah, they don't got much going for them right now. They need us to attack their life cards. They really do. Well, that's kind of crippling when you think about it. You want to get rid of the Eric or the Buggy. The Buggy has no counter power, so that makes sense. Attach to Don. Let's get some swings going. Are we going to double swing and put them at 2? Oh, Karubi is good, right? If he plays a 10 drop, essentially we can just, for 4 Dawn, rest it. But right now we don't have one, so that's fine. Yeah, he has enough cards to use his black hole ability. I mean, I wouldn't see why he wouldn't use it, but he is in a really bad position because technically, whatever okay, that's 2 cards out his hand. It's 1 to develop board, 1 to use leader ability. So that's 2 cards. That's going to be 2 cards left. And if he doesn't make an impactful play this turn, essentially we're going to put him at 0. So he's looking for something. Okay, playing Jack. And if I was him, I would use Jack's ability, take one of the Namis off the board, because obviously our leader is about having characters on our board. You know, he has 2 down up, but not much he can do. All right, we have a hand full of cards. A hand full of cards. If we develop a blocker, obviously he'll use Jack to pop it. Going offensively. So this is a moment we could play the Eric and then go for a double swing, which might give us game potentially. That's not a lot of cards in hand. Oh, we have Cat out of the bag, which gives us 1 extra Don to swing with. Yeah, 12K. I think this is game. I can't see him being able to stop this. Yeah, I think it's safe to call it. G. Thanks for watching. Oh, and please subscribe.